My dad spent years turning me against my wife, and I learned the truth way too late. My divorce was finalized 18 months ago, and last weekend, I found out I ruined my marriage because my dad, my brothers, and my closest friends spent years filling my head with lies until I stopped trusting my own wife. They came over drunk, laughing, acting like it was just another guy's night. Then my dad raised his beer and said, "Can't believe you let her go. Best thing you ever had." Everybody laughed. Then my younger brother said he tried to get with her right after the divorce, and she shut him down. I thought he was joking, but then one friend said, "Same here." Another said, "She turned all of us down." Even my dad grinned and said he asked her out too. I just sat there staring while they laughed harder. Then they started talking about their little campaign. My dad admitted he started it the day he met her because he thought she was out of my league and wanted her for himself. So he planted doubts. My brothers pushed them, and my friends backed them up. Every dinner and phone call, they kept feeding me reasons not to trust her, and suddenly I could see all of it. When she got promoted, my brother said women only move up like that when a man helps them. When she took a weekend trip with college friends, my dad said, "Real wives don't need girls' trips." During COVID, when I lost my job and she was carrying the bills, my friends went after me every day. Marcus texted asking how it felt to be a house husband. My brother made a fake Instagram account to follow her coworkers, then sent me pictures from work events with random men circled in red. I believed every bit of it. She was a nurse working long shifts during the pandemic, coming home exhausted, and I was standing at the door asking why she was 20 minutes late. I tracked her location. I checked her phone while she slept. She showed me her messages and call logs, and I still kept pushing because they kept whispering that a good husband doesn't ignore signs. The final fight started because she said her boss complimented her work. I exploded and accused her of sleeping with him, a married man old enough to be her father. She just looked at me with this tired, empty face and said, "I can't do this anymore. I've given you everything, and you still treat me like the enemy." She moved out that week. After that, they kept me convinced I was right. My dad said she left because I'd caught on. My brothers said I dodged a bullet. So when they sat in my apartment last weekend bragging that they had to fix my mistake, something in me snapped. I hit my brother. My dad grabbed me, and I shoved him into the wall. Bottles crashed, people yelled, and they still left laughing like I was the crazy one. After they were gone, I spent 3 straight days on my floor going through old texts. Every fight traced back to one of them. Every accusation had started as a joke, a warning, a screenshot, or some stupid comment from one of those men. They took every insecurity I had and used it until I became the exact husband my wife had to run from. I blocked all 7 of them and changed my number. Then my mom called from another phone crying and asking why I wouldn't speak to my father. I told her everything. She went quiet and said, "Oh my God. He told me you two just grew apart. He hadn't just lied to me, he'd lied to everyone." So I messaged my ex-wife and asked if she'd meet me for coffee. She replied hours later, "Okay, but I need to know why." The next day I went to the cafe where we had our first date. I got there early because I could barely breathe at home. When she walked in, she looked calm and careful, like she expected something bad. She sat down and said, "You wanted to talk, so talk." I froze. She waited a few seconds, then pushed her chair back like she was ready to leave. That's when I finally said it. I told her my dad admitted he wanted her for himself. I told her my brothers and friends all tried to get with her after the divorce. I told her they confessed they spent years turning me against her and laughed about it in my apartment like it was some joke. I told her I went back through everything and saw how they set every suspicion in my head. Then I told her none of that excused what I did. Not tracking her, not searching her phone, not accusing her after hospital shifts when she was the one keeping us alive. I was crying by then and didn't even care who saw. I said, "You stayed loyal to me while the people closest to me were trying to get with you, and I still chose them over you every single day. I'm sorry." She didn't interrupt once. She just listened with both hands around her cup. Then she opened her bag, pulled out her phone, and turned it toward me. On the screen were the messages she'd kept. My brother asking to see her. My dad asking her out. One of my friends telling her she deserved better. She looked me dead in the face and said, "I kept all of it because I knew one day you'd either wake up or you wouldn't." Now my mom is saying I went too far by cutting them off. Was I wrong?